weekend. I know I certainly did. However, the contrast between the hope and encouragement of Jesus rising from the dead that we celebrated this weekend and the despair and divisiveness in our nation and community is stark. To be honest, the temptation to simply judge the world around me as unreasonable and unreachable is great, along with the desire to retreat into my own little community of fellow followers of Jesus and just simply let the world burn. In a lot of ways, I feel a lot like the disciples must have felt like the day after the crucifixion. But in the same honesty, if I chose to act on this temptation, I know my conscience would condemn me, because Jesus compels those who belong to Him to another way of life. And maybe Moses exemplifies this compulsion best, as we find described in the book of Exodus, chapter 32, where we read this. So Moses went back to the Lord and said, "Oh, what a great sin these people have committed. They have made themselves gods of gold. But now, please forgive their sin. But if not, then blot me out of the book you've written." There are a couple realities I want to unpack from this text over the next several talks, but let me begin by simply pointing out that there is no situation in which we would find Moses simply content to let people be destroyed in their own sin and selfishness. Now, if you're familiar with this story, he had gone to meet with God and received the covenant by which the entire nation would live in relationship with God. While he was away, the people quickly slipped back into a life of greed, sexual immorality, and slavery. But instead of separating himself from them, Moses does the unthinkable. He identified with them and pled for God to be merciful and redemptive. Now, while it's obvious that little of this kind of character appears to be evident in our lives as the people of God today, we should be encouraged and challenged that we have someone even greater than Moses to help us. Jesus spoke similar words on behalf of you and me from the cross when he prayed, "Father, forgive them. They do not know what they are doing." And it is Jesus who today is interceding and advocating for you and I in heaven before the Father today. So, as we are tempted to judge one another within the church and even condemn those outside the church, let us then approach the throne of grace with confidence so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. Let's love the hell out of people, my friends, because Jesus does. He is our only hope. God bless you today, and I look forward to seeing you next time as we continue to ask God to make us the people who will stand in the gap for the world. Love you all. See you then.